for coming in, Dr. Steve Lewis and Terry and Ann. Thank you so, Kate and Ann. Thanks for coming in today. Okay, so just right off the bat, you probably had some preconceptions of what you thought you were going to see once you got there. But once you got there, what was it like?
The devastation really was overwhelming. We've all seen the pictures in the news, but what you drive by and what we were working in was just astronomical. You cannot picture it. You cannot believe what you're seeing.
Okay, well, you guys all took some amazing pictures. So let's take a look at some of these. And I have to say there were a couple that really hit me. This particular building, was this the hospital that you guys were working at?
Yes, that's the 5-story medical tower where most of the patients were housed. And there's 50 to 100 people still in that rubble because they can't excavate it while the patients are still in the courtyard of that hospital.
You had to be shocked when you went there and you saw that. And then, I mean, there's people buried under the rubble. What were the surgical conditions like?
We were actually working our operating room out of an old storage area. So we basically had 2 up and running ORs that were separated by a sheet, open to air, no air conditioning.
Did sterilization exist?
They did the best they possibly could, but really the word sterile didn't apply. It was just clean.
Now, Ann, what about for you? When you went there, and I mean, you know, just seeing what you guys went through, did you ever get that feeling that this is so overwhelming? I don't know I don't know if I can help out enough.
Absolutely, you get a feeling that you're not doing enough, that you want to give more, and that you want to stay longer, so you can actually help.
Now, one of the things that Kate had sent a blog to us that you had written some things, and you talked about a young teenage girl who needed to have an amputation, and her mother did not want to allow it.
Correct.
And you say you don't often cry in front of patients, but you just broke down. That was one of the worst things you'd ever experienced. Tell us about that.
Well, I think it was having to deal with treating her non-operatively and the pain that she had to go through daily with the dressing changes, and trying to get the family to understand that this would be in her best interest for her to live. But from what we understand, they actually did proceed with that amputation this week with the next team that went down.
Oh, so that must have made all of you guys feel a little bit better.
Yes.
Describe the lines, Dr. Lewis, if you can. You came to work every morning under tight security because you needed security, correct?
Correct. And the house that we were staying in was about 40 minutes away, and there had been a kidnapping the day before we got down there. So we traveled in a convoy, 3 to 5 cars, bumper to bumper, rapid, making sure that we don't get cut off by another car, because that's how that can happen.
And when you were arriving, did you see lines of people waiting to get help?
There are lines everywhere to get food, to get in. Every day the hospital, it was packed in the front courtyard where there was a triage area between the Haitian doctors and our doctors, where they saw 150 people in the Haitian, 60 in ours every day lined up.
So you guys were there for 1 week, and it was one tough week. Will you go back?
In a second, as long as I get the invite. I got to go with an organized group. It's not a smart idea to go down on your own.
Okay, so if you could leave everybody at home who's watching this with one message about Haiti, what would that be?
Don't forget about it. It is going to take a long time to recover.
Ladies?
I agree with Dr. Lewis, absolutely.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing your experience, and thanks for going out there to help out. It's wonderful to have people like you who are willing to do that, volunteer your time. So we appreciate you coming in for us, too.
Thank you for inviting us.
Back to you, Judy.
Thank you, Sylvia. And after a final timeout here.